your golden drop every day.
Great news for members of Discovery Key Care Medical Aid. Lenmed Shifa Private Hospital has been selected as a designated service provider for Discovery Key Care patients. We now offer neuro and vascular surgery services, further strengthening our commitment to better serving our communities and expanding access to specialized care. With a mission to create healthier and more prosperous communities, Lenmed Shifa Private Hospital looks forward to welcoming more of you into our care. Visit lenmed.com for more information. Lenmed, embrace your day.
Radio Al-Ansar, Durban, 90.4 FM. Peter Maritzburg, 105.6 FM.
Come get our butcher's best fillets at Checkers Cowie Park and Westwood Mall. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like mutton dania sausages for only $99.99 per kg, chicken tikka sausages just $79.99 per kilo, lamb curry or stewing pieces just $109.99 per kg, leg of lamb for just $159.99. Deals valid until Sunday, March 15th, only at Checkers Cowie Park and Westwood Mall. Butchery, bakery and deli. Certified halal by the NIHT.
A big brand parcel has just been unpacked at Brasilia and Designer Shoe Outlet. Score huge savings on Skechers, Hush Puppies, and Rockport with savings over 500 Rand. We got Skechers Go Walk, Ultraflex, and more for men and ladies from only $6.99. We also have the incredible Hush Puppies made in Brazil leather collection for ladies and men, now discounted up to 500 Rand off. And gentlemen, come experience award-winning comfort with our new range of Rockport, also up to 500 Rand off the regular retail price. Find the Skechers $6.99 deal and more now at Brasilia Midlands Mall and West Town Square or DSO Westwood Mall and South Coast Mall.
Want to know where everyone's getting their tires at the best prices? Where else but Moore's Tires and Exhaust, your RMI approved service center. Specialists in rims, tires, exhausts, fitment, balancing, alignment, batteries, and servicing. Introducing Radar Tires, delivering safety and performance on the road together with road hazard protection for extra peace of mind. Pop into Moore's Tires and Exhaust, 914 Umgeni Road, Durban, or call 031-303-7783. Moore's Tires and Exhaust, your one-stop fitment center.
There is nothing like a child's smile when they receive a sweet treat. But this Eid, many children won't have that simple joy. Join me, Kelly Ramazani of Career Campus and Ria Mohammed of Next Gen as we collect sweets and spread happiness and create thousands of smiling faces this Eid. Let's make Eid extra sweet. Call Outreach now on 031-208-1601.
Station for Conversation, Radio Al-Ansar.
Get ready for Green Thumbs Up, the gardening and natural living show you didn't know you needed. I'm your host and life coach, Rabia, and we're talking birds, bees, butterflies, and blooms, growing food and garden rooms, home-based holistic healing, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or nature lover, plant assassin, or permaculture professional, we got you. We got you. Let us bring you the ideas, the facts, support, and inspiration to go green wherever you are. Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. only on Radio Al-Ansar.
Look at the sun.
Radio Al-Ansar, 24/7, 365.
But it's flying so high. Look at the stars.
Hey, 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 it's Green Thumbs Up Day. Green Thumbs Up Day, it is Sunday. And of course, I am Rabia Carvalho with you from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. this morning. And once again, Ramadan Mubarak as we continue along this beautiful, beautiful month of Ramadan. We'll be with you, as I say, for the next hour until 10 a.m. And this morning, we're going to be having a guest in studio. So if you are joining us on the socials, this particular guest, you will not see her face, but you will see her hands and you will see her plants. So looking forward to that. Just on the breaking news side, it's really, really sad to see missiles hitting central Iran with 15 reported killed in Isfahan. It's extremely, extremely sad to see that these are anti-human missiles that are going out. It's unbelievable. And the repercussions that we'll see around the world, I was thinking about it early this morning. It's not just in terms of the loss of human life, but also in terms of plant life. Hello, birds, bees, plants. It's as though none of this matters. And it's just too sad for words. honestly. So as always, we give you the weather when we kickstart the show. So let me just let you know, in Durban this week, dear listeners, if you didn't wake up yet, I hope you woke up with that one. Durban this week, dear listeners, is 25 degrees today, and we will continue to get hotter throughout the week until we are at 28 on Sunday. So it's going to be a hot week. We're not going to have much rain except for a little bit today and a little bit on Saturday. So you're going to need to keep your plants and yourselves outside of non-eating hours well hydrated. Johannesburg with the cooler temperatures, of course. 21 degrees today. Rain throughout most of the week. I'm afraid you'll only have a cloudy day on Thursday, but the rest of the week is going to be rain. So tip those pots over. Make sure that as you tip those pots over, you are going to be getting rid of any water that might have accumulated in your pots. Then we have got, of course, Cape Town, because Cape Town is the other area, right? And Cape Town weather is always just a smidge different, because Cape Townians, they really do like to chill, and chill they will this week with cooler temperatures from 26 degrees today. There's a rapid drop, and you're looking in the early 20s for the rest of the week. So with it being Ramadan still this week, just a very, very few tips, and that is to make sure that you are staying hydrated, and that towards the end of the day, you are having electrolytes, not just water. So you're going to have water, yes, but make sure you're having electrolytes as well. So we gave out recipes for watermelon cooler. We've given out recipes for aloe vera. We've given out the aloe vera juice, which of course goes into the watermelon cooler. And then of course we've got this week, just to fill you in, wanted to let you know that hibiscus tea is one that is going to be very helpful as you're coming towards the end of Ramadan. It's going to give you not just that hydration, but it's going to help to clean up that gut completely. And then you will, come out of Ramadan feeling not just lighter because of the food, but lighter because the cholesterol has been cleared out of your body and your gut is lovely and clean. So let's get to today's guest. We have with us a very special lady. She is absolutely passionate about succulents, and she has brought a couple of succulents into the studio with us. And she's going to tell us a little bit about her foray into succulents. This is not someone who's new to it, but it is someone who doesn't do just succulents for a living. So Ash Singh is actually a forensic specialist. She is someone whose face we will not show as a result, but she's a forensic specialist. But not only that, she is a legal advisor. So this is someone who's very good with rules, and I hope she's going to give us a few rules to taking care of the succulents. So good morning and welcome. Ash, welcome to Green Thumbs Up. How are you? And thank you for coming to studio.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's great to see you. And I know that you love your succulents and you've received various awards and you've been asked to take your succulents out to various places because you are very good with it. But how does an attorney and a forensic specialist that is dealing with things that are not alive, deal with succulents? How did that develop?
I think that dealing with, the hectic world of legal as well as forensics took me to a space where I found that plants just give me so much of peace. It allows me to get my fingers dirty away from corporate, away from practice. So, I'm very encouraged. It provides a very stress-free environment as opposed to being in a very negative environment mostly. So working with plants has really provided a space for me to find peace and be happy.
Yes.
As plants bring us happiness and joy.
And for me, I look at you and I see what you've done before, and I think you're like a succulent as well, because you're in an area that shouldn't be blossoming with color. Right, in the area of work that you do, it's very regulated, it's very dry, and here you are blooming at home with I'm going to say Bella's Blossoms Nurseries. We'll talk about that later. She does quite a lot of that. But what are your favorite 3 succulents? If you could pick 3, what are your favorites?
Okay, so just to comment on what you're saying about working in a dry environment and all of that, absolutely. So legal can take a lot out of you. It's very, stressful, very kind of dark environment. But plants bring so much life to us, and for me personally, it reminds me of our Creator, God Almighty, and to see His work in greenery and in plants in particular. I see it, and I just marvel at His grace and His hands and His creation. So it allows me to not just move away from legal, but allow me to get back to grassroots level. No pun intended, but just be with plants and be in a happy space. Talking about plants itself, succulents are a very sort of a specialized area of botany and horticulture, where it is a very hardy, resilient plant. Or type of plant. It's a lot of it, most of it. There's tens of thousands of varieties, and they're very. Most of them are indigenous to South Africa. So I could safely say that succulents are the home of Africa, which I'm very proud of. So to talk about my favorite succulents, I would say that the one is called Sansevieria. It's a very popular plant. Right. I think a lot of us don't know about it, but it's so easily accessible to us. Otherwise known as mother-in-law's tongue. I'm sure you heard of that.
Now I know it. You see, the moment you say mother-in-law's tongue, then I know the one you mean. Yes.
And I promise you, it's such an amazing plant, otherwise known as an oxygen bomb. Because it emits so much of oxygen. So it's great for indoors, it's great for outdoors as well, but particularly in bedrooms and in home spaces, it emits so much of it purifies the air as well. So it's a great plant to have in your bedroom, office, or any environment, the kitchen as well. It just cleans up the air so nicely. So I love that particular succulent. It also looks really nice in decorative pieces. So you could use it as, when we do decor, it's usually called the thriller because it's the tallest plant at the back of the arrangement itself. So I think Sansevieria works really well, and it's just a very versatile plant. You can go away on holiday and leave it for months on end without washing it, and it does exceptionally well. So Sansevieria is a great one. The other one I love is called the jade plant. Otherwise,
do
you know the jade?
So beautiful. Absolutely. Yes, I do know it.
Otherwise known as Crassula ovata, one of my most popular sellers at the nursery. Everybody wants a jade plant. They say it's a good luck plant, so I think that's why people like it. And so you can keep it outdoors, indoors. And the other one I love is the rock roses.
The variety, right?
Right.
What have you got?
I brought a beautiful rock rose there. Otherwise known as Echeveria, sometimes pronounced as Echeveria. Beautiful rock roses that come in different colors that grow amongst rocks. But stunning plants. So yeah.
And you know what? The rock roses make a beautiful, not just a beautiful river garden, but they, the way they send those little shoots down, if it's in a pot, that'll actually kind of cascade down. They are so beautiful. Absolutely. People underestimate these things. You mentioned the mother-in-law's tongue. And one of the reasons I fully say, folks, if you have a mother-in-law, what's that Harry Potter name for it again?
I'm not sure of the Harry Potter name, but
botanical thing.
Yeah, it's called Sansevieria.
There we go, Sansevieria. I call it our Harry Potter name.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Because it sounds like you're blowing you're waving a wand at this magical nature. It is actually one that dampens electromagnetic smog.
It does.
Yeah. So for all of us with our phones and our computers and all of these things, right? It's a wonderful one to have. Now, you have a little bit of a show and tell, and I see you've got some rock roses there. And what else do we have here?
I did bring a little propagation piece, and I wanted to talk about propagation.
Yes, please, please.
So these succulents propagate, which means they multiply into different plants. And this is just a leaf, and we call it the mother plant. So a leaf that falls off.
Can we get the camera focused on that? Siboniso, here is in our studio technician. Good morning, Siboniso. Assalamu alaikum. There we go. Yes, alhamdulillah. We're just getting that leaf closer to the camera.
Do you see it? Yeah. Okay, so we have a leaf that can fall off a plant, and when it does, we call this the mother plant, and then the baby ones are called pups, as in pups, P-U-P-S.
Oh, cute.
And then on this particular plant, you could see that there are like 6 different pups that come out of one.
Yes.
And what happens is the mother plant literally pushes the baby plants out, and you get 6 little babies, and then you get 6 new plants just from a leaf.
Wow. And look at the imagery of that. There's the mother little leaf, and it's literally pushing those pups out.
Absolutely. And you don't need to put them into any plant, any soil, or you don't need to plant the leaf. You can just leave it on newspaper or just leave it on a tray, and it just self-propagates. So we do nothing. It does the work itself, even though it may look as if it's not alive, but it's very much alive.
And all you do is wait for those little pups to have roots.
You wait for them. You sometimes just spray them, with a spray bottle.
Yes.
A little bit of water, and the pups come out. You then put them into soil, and before you know it, you have 6 pups. And it's very, the metaphor of a mother and how mothers.
Yes.
And eventually the mother dies, actually. The mother leaf dies, and you have these babies. But it's, it reminds me of our mothers.
Absolutely.
And,
and how also, apt for us as Muslims in Ramadan, the dryness that we are going through, bearing fruit through the process of fasting. So yes, and then
That's
you
so
have
beautiful.
and then you have one with a really pretty flower on it. Is it a flower? No, it's the leaf. Is it? Let's have a look at that one.
Are you talking about this one?
Yes, this one.
Okay, so this here is called a stone crop, very popular. It's usually green, but if it's exposed to a lot of sun, it becomes a beautiful orange and or red. Very hardy succulent, also well propagation. With regard to this plant, very beautiful succulent that's quite popular.
There we go. And the more sun it gets, then the leaves change slightly.
So we call it stressing the plant out, and you'll get a plant that is this color, so very light, and the more sun you give it, it just becomes a beautiful red. So you don't overwater, you give it a lot of sun, and it just pops out this beautiful color.
Absolutely beautiful. And then you've got another one there. That was the rock rose. But there seem to be these different rock roses, and that one has got such pretty sharp points on every single little leaf.
So this one here is called, the common name is Black Prince. So it turns into a beautiful, if it's stressed out and if it has a lot of sun, it will get quite dark, be beautiful hue of colors. So this is called a Black Prince, but it's from the Echeveria family. So yeah, it's quite nice. I brought a leaf along to show you how this as well can propagate. The mother plant can push out baby plants from this.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it really is reminiscent almost of a protea, isn't it?
Yes,
The
very
shape
much
of
so.
it. Reminiscent of a protea.
Yes.
But the thickness of those leaves, it's a very, very healthy plant. So let's talk about how we keep those succulents healthy. I mean, if you have a succulent at home and you're starting off with succulents, how do you take care of them? Because I know that sometimes we can kill them with kindness.
Okay, so for a beginner plant lover, and especially with regard to succulent, I think that if you love plants, you should start as a beginner plant parent, I call it, with succulents, because they're so low maintenance. They're so easy to care for. They water wise, which means that even if you forget about watering them, they're so forgiving. They're such easy to care for plants. The important thing is to have a pot that has drainage, as with any plant, so that you prevent root rot. Soil should be loose, so we don't use like compost or any heavy, tight materials with regard to plant soil. So it should be loose soil.
A sandy soil rather than a clayey. soil.
Absolutely. So very sandy, perlite, which is like the white substance that you
Yes.
sometimes find in plants, are very good because they provide good airflow within the soil. So you need good drainage. I'd say that's the first thing. The second thing is do not overwater. So succulents can be watered every 2 to 4 weeks. That's how.
That far in advance.
Yes.
Okay, because most people with succulents will say, oh, water them once a week. We've had, guests who said, if you water once a week, they're okay. You're saying once every 3 to 4. What?
I would say 2 to 4 weeks, depending. And there's a good way to test it.
Yes.
So you could take like a chopstick and push it through the soil and take it out like a little tester. And if it comes out wet, it means that the succulent does not need water. But if it comes out absolutely dry, then you know that the succulent now needs water.
So you must wait until that soil is dry completely before you water it.
Absolutely. So the main cause of succulents dying is root rot, overwatering. That's the main the main reason that it I beg your pardon, that it dies because of, you must remember, it stores its water in its leaves.
Yes.
So people generally feel that they need to water plant because they feel like the plant needs it, but not with succulents. So you can go away on a holiday, come back, and your succulent's going to do absolutely fine.
It's like our kids, the more you feed them, the better they're going to grow. Just feed them and water them, feed them. But you can kill plants with kindness. You know what? The succulents, there are so many different varieties of them. That's the other thing. I'm looking at your banner and I'm seeing these little purple flowers that are cascading down. What are those? Those are really pretty.
So seasonally, a succulent will flower.
Pink, sorry.
I beg your pardon?
The pink one, pardon me.
Okay,
I said
that
purple.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so generally, seasonally, a succulent will flower. So you'll get a stalk coming up here with a beautiful flower. We try and remove that flower somehow, even though it's so beautiful, because it attracts, pests and stuff like that because of the sweet smell of it. And then that they can create a situation where it can actually kill the succulent. So we need to be careful of it. Even though it's so pretty, we keep it for a little bit and then we try and get rid of that stalk.
And I saw, you're talking about pests, and I saw someone was saying on one of my groups that their succulents have got like aphids, and I thought, I wasn't aware that aphids can attack succulents. I mean, I know with soft leaves and that, but what kind of pests really are more prevalent for succulents?
I find that I find that because of the sweet stalks when they flower, then you'll get ants and you'll get other types. But I haven't had major problems with pests because succulents generally have a powdery coat on it.
So they just slide right off there.
It's nature's way of creating this anti-pest natural repellent.
How wonderful.
Yes.
I talk about how we keep those plants in our home. You mentioned putting some in the bedroom, having them in the kitchen. They are ozonators for the home. They are electromagnetic dampers for the home. But how can we display them? Because yes, you've got bowls, you've got maybe ikebana that you can make, but what else can you do with them? Because people say, oh, it's just a succulent. It's not just a succulent. They are beautiful.
They're absolutely beautiful. So at our nursery, and one of the reasons that I was so motivated to do succulents is that I've taken them and put them in literally anything. So if I have like anything that's a vessel that can hold a succulent, I'm able to take it and in a very creative way display it and create a piece. So I once had this broken pot that my mom had, and it was really badly broken, and I redesigned it to create this beautiful succulent. Or people go online and you'll see the crazy items that people put succulents in. Like they use their old shoes, or they use a school bag, or they use any type of vessel.
Yes, I actually saw someone had a pair of jeans hanging on a fence, and they tied the jeans at the bottom, and they had holes in the jeans, and out of each hole were succulents, and out of the pockets with the back pockets with succulent. So there really is a lot of usability for succulents in the home and in the garden. Add a little bit of quirk, and then if you wanted the more formal, then of course, you can have yourself a pretty fountain, and instead of water, you could throw some succulents in there, folks. Now we've got a couple of comments that have come in. Salam's lovely show. Salam, Sister Rabia, something completely different though. This was my uprooted tree. Her name's Cleo. Oh no, the dog. The tree my pit bull uprooted. Thanks for the advice. The tree is now up and running. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. This is one of our listeners. Do you remember this, Sibunisu? He was saying about the tree had fallen over because the dog had knocked the thing over. And we were talking about dogs earlier this morning because you also, like me, have a crazy Jack Russell. And how do your animals deal with all of your succulents?
Well, I think, Bella Blossoms is named after Bella, the CEO of Bella Blossoms. Is a little Jack Russell. They love it. They love being in that environment. However, there are some succulents, and I think this is important for the viewers, that are toxic and that could be toxic and be dangerous for dogs. One in particular is a very popular one called fire sticks. That's the common name for it. Fire sticks that has a very orange color at the end. It's usually used in landscaping and corporate. So try and keep that away from your puppies and your animals. That there is a little bit toxic. But generally, succulents itself are not dangerous to animals because they're used in landscaping and, ground as ground cover as well. So they're good. But fire sticks, keep your puppies away from that.
Super advice. Remember that, folks. Fire sticks and doggies and kitty cats, not a good idea. You talk about Bella, and so I also have a dog called Bella, and what she does is she eats my aloe vera.
Okay.
She eats the aloe vera, which is odd. Yes, because it's very, very bitter, but she likes to eat the aloe vera, and I think it must be to do for her gut health or something, or her coat, or I don't know what, but she eats that aloe vera.
Is she a Jack Russell?
No, she's an Alsatian.
Okay.
And the Alsatian eats it. The Jack Russell eats anything that moves, as you know.
Do you only have Bella?
Stay away. No, I have 3 dogs.
Okay, likewise.
You see, kindred spirits. We knew this over here. So tell us now, you've told us about the soil, you've told us about watering, you've told us about pests. Now, if you go away and you've gone away, succulents are a good one to have because you don't need to water them. Or do you leave a bowl for water? Do you leave one of those little water drippers? What do you do if you're going away for a month?
It's dependent on where it's placed. So very important where it's placed. If it's placed in a area that has lots of sunlight, then obviously you would need to regulate it more. So those are the important considerations. If it's indoor, obviously water's not going to evaporate as fast. But generally, if you're going away for a month, I would say I try and check it out every 2 weeks with the tester. And when you water, generally we water plants from the top, right?
Yes.
But do you do it like that?
I water from the bottom, close to the root.
Excellent. Yes. So how would you do that?
Well, you're either going to have to water it on a plate or put the plant into some water, or if the succulents are lifted, like your rose there, then I would probably just try to kind of jigger it under there. Should I be doing something different? Tell me, teach me.
With regard to succulents, the great thing is that you could put like in a little bucket of water and then put the entire pot into the bucket. And what happens is you'll see a whole lot of bubbles, right?
Okay.
Come up. And when the bubble stops, it's like the plant's had enough.
Oh, wow.
It's so amazing.
Okay.
So if you water from the top, the water's going to go all the way down,
and it's going to seep into the folds.
But it's gonna come off,
right?
And roots generally grow that way,
okay,
and grow down. So what happens is the entire pot of water doesn't get enough water because you're watering and it's just going straight down.
So like orchids, people just put ice in them, or it's similar to a cactus then. Not a cactus, pardon me, it's different, a succulent.
So I think that in order for the entire pot to get water,
gotta give it
give it a proper solid water, and you're good to go in that way.
Perfect. Well, folks, if you have any questions, you know where to find us, 060-904-1056. We had some audio messages coming in. I'll have our sound engineer just check that before we play them. But also, if you'd like to call us, you know that number you can also use for a call, 060-904-1056. We do have to take an ad break at the moment. Stay with us on Green Thumbs Up. We'll be back right after this.
You know what really gets under my skin? When my cake or icing just doesn't come out right. It's such a bummer. But I found this incredible margarine called Wooden Spoon, and it's been a total lifesaver for my baking adventures. It makes my icing turn out just perfect every time. When I whip up something with Wooden Spoon, I feel like a master baker. Seriously, my cakes have never looked better. The secret? Wooden spoon margarine. It's like the magic ingredient for nailing those perfect bakes. And guess what? It's even endorsed by the South African Bakers Guild Association. Just another quality product from the Willowton Group.
Hungry for a deal that hits the spot? Get the Top Duo deal. 2 large margarita pizzas plus 1 topping each for $1.99. Or go big or go home with the Bellissima Duo deal. 2 large Bellissima pizzas for $2.69. Pure flavor perfection. And that's not all. The snack box combos are here. Your pizza boy's favorite pack to the ultimate munch box. Don't forget our daily lunch specials. Delicious, quick, and wallet friendly. Only at Pizza Boys. Taste that hits different. Pizza Boys, bring your va-va boom to your slice of life. Find your nearest Pizza Boys near you. Pizza Boys, we don't cut corners.
Food shortages are rising every day. But this Ramadan, the Nightline team, myself, Muhammad Variawa, and Dr. Anwar Jiwa are on a mission to put food hampers on every table in need. For just 400 Rand, you can provide your daily food items for a deserving family. Lilla only. Call Outreach now on 031-208-1601. Don't wait.
At a time when investment decisions are clouded by skepticism and uncertainty, trust means everything. For over a decade, Anglo-Wealth Sharia has built investor relationships based on trust through transparency. Our asset-backed profit share investment solution, structured on ethical principles, expertly caters for the Sharia-conscious investor. Invest with peace of heart and mind this Ramadan and earn halal returns of up to 17% per annum. For more information, call 031-566-5201. Anglo-Wealth Sharia is a registered national credit provider.
At Radio Al Ansar, we value your feedback. If you have a broadcasting-related complaint, please send it in writing to the head of the Complaints Committee. Be sure to include your full name, contact details, a clear explanation of the complaint, and any supporting documents. You can email your complaint to feedback@alansar.org.za. That's feedback@alansar.org.za. Or visit our administrative office at 207 West Road, Overport, Durban. Your voice matters to us.
This Ramadan, you zakah and sadaqah can place food on a table and hope in the heart. Tradeport Distribution offers thoughtfully prepared Ramadan grocery hampers for every intention and budget. From daily feeding hampers starting at just 25 Rand to generous hampers all prepared with care and dignity. Turn your intention into impact. You choose the goods, we carry it forward. Contact Tradeport Distribution on 083-661-5818.
Ramadan is here, a month of mercy, sharing, and giving. And once again, the Breakfast Rush team and the School Matters team is preparing to serve thousands of meals throughout Ramadan and on the blessed day of Eid. Our target is 1,000 eggs at 1,850 Rand, strictly lillah. Your contribution can reach hearts and homes this Ramadan. Call Outreach now on 031-208-1601.
No need for cooking lessons when you can be your own master chef with Spice Genie. Our unique box range of 21 authentic dishes offers you the perfect solution. So whether you are mom in a hurry, a student, or having friends over, the Spice Genie offers stress-free cooking that turns out perfect every time. Saving you time, saving you money. Spice Genie range now available at Amina's Wonder Spice, BB's Bakery, and Delta Superette. The Spice Genie, a perfect meal every time.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban 90.4 FM, Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM.
Welcome back to Green Thumbs Up. We are talking to Ash Singh, our forensic specialist, come succulents diva. And let me tell you succulents diva because it is divine, the stuff that she has got going. She was telling me about a chair that she has at her nursery that she's hollowed out and filled with succulents. How absolutely, you see, there were so many things you could do. But I know some of our listeners are maybe a little bit more rouge, a little bit more posh. And then you can bring the crystal vases out, darlings. You can plant them in there just as beautifully. But you were telling me that this is, succulents being a place, a beautiful thing that you are so aligned to. And at the same time, in that nursery that you have with all of your plants, there's another little sparkle of joy that's shooting around in there, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Tell us the story about Rain.
So Rain was a dog that was chained for, firstly, Rain's a Swiss Shepherd, an absolutely beautiful dog that was chained and kept in captivity, if I could call it, in a very bad environment for 4 long years.
Oh.
He was not exposed. He was abused, I would say, in a bad way. And we rescued Rain, and now Rain is with us, and he's the mascot of Bella Blossoms and the Judicial Officers Alliance of South Africa, the mascot and protector of us, as we would call him. But he's an absolute joy, and he's in such a safe, happy environment now. And yeah, so we have Rain, Milo, and Bella, my 3 little babies.
That is absolutely beautiful. Keeping the growing going. That's what you're doing. Keeping the growing going, not just with plants, but with animals. And unfortunately, there are so many animals out there that really do need rescuing. They really do need help. And, you know, in this month of Ramadan, we often think of the people that we can help. But what about the animals?
Absolutely.
Sometimes just taking care of someone's animal while they are away is something that you can do. But I'm going to call you the succulent girl.
Okay.
And I have, Ashley, got a little poem for you
Wow.
that I've written. Okay.
Okay.
So here's my little poem for Ash and her succulents. I was not the rose everyone waited for. No soft petals, no dramatic bloom. I was the quiet one with thick green leaves, learning slowly how to keep my own rain. The sun was harsh, the soil was stingy, but I discovered a secret. Even the driest seasons cannot defeat a heart that knows how to store light. So I grow, not loudly, not quickly, but every day a little fuller, a little brighter, like a small desert garden, remembering how to live again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. It's oh dear.
That is absolutely beautiful. Wow.
But this,
thank you so much for that.
You're so welcome. I'll send it to you. This is what succulents are, and this, I think, is what plants are, and why I love plants so much. Like you, plants is not my core work. I'm a social worker. I'm a marketer.
Yes.
I'm a life empowerment strategist. And it is about growth. And what you do in your day-to-day work, you're dealing with the bodies of the deceased. You're dealing with identifying what took that life away.
Yes.
And then on the other flip side, you're dealing with plants that don't take a lot to keep alive. And that give us such exquisite flowers, because some succulents have incredibly beautiful flowers. And the more you zoom in on them, you're talking about how, even an aloe, right, can just shoot out that little, or you take a fire poker, and you look at them. And then when you zoom in to each little flower, you realize that big flower that you see from a distance is made up of all these tiny little flowers that have survived the harshest conditions, not just survived, but bloomed in those harshest conditions.
Yes.
And that's, something that I think all of us can take away for our lives. I want to say thank you so much for being on the show with us this morning, and wish you the very, very best. How can listeners who want to get those plants, some of the plants that you mentioned, I mean, you do have a nursery, you do have a coffee shop, so give us your contact details.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, thank you very much for that poem. It was highly emotional for me, because it is the story of my life. And I often say that succulents are so hardy and resilient. You have to be that as women. We need to be that way. We need to, and it's just a reflection of who I am as an individual and the stuff that I've had to face in my own life. So it resonates. This area of botany and horticulture and plants really resonates, not just with me, but many women out there. So thank you for having me. It's Bella Blossoms Nursery. It's my number 072-093-2910. You can see us on Facebook, TikTok, all social handles. So thank you for having me, and I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, folks, that was Ash Singh from Bella Blossoms, bringing all of her beautiful succulents and her beautiful self and her beautiful energy into the show today, because it really is a lovely, it's just a soft, nice, florally energy in the show today. And I know that y'all and all can feel it from wherever y'all and all are listening to us. And I'm quickly going to change tacks in the last few minutes of the show because it is kind of the last week of Ramadan. And every single week, I've been giving you some tips of things that you can take, natural things that you can begin to incorporate. And I want to tell you about something that I take every single day. Now, I do sometimes take a break from it because it is good to take a break from all forms of supplementation. But you know, one thing that happens when you're fasting, and you're fasting at these times where we're basically switching our day over for our night, is our memory. Our memory. Sibuniso, how's your memory? Not. No, don't tell me it's good. No, he's like, you umanga. Our memory does go because we're not getting that hydration, which means the blood is not flowing to the brain. We're not getting as much brain irrigation as we would want. Okay, so here's one thing you can take, which I love, is a Bacopa Monieri. Now, Bacopa is it helps with mental clarity if you're trying to focus. It is a memory plant, but more important than that for me, it's not just about the memory, it's about the emotional regulation. It's an unknown thing about Bacopa. People will take Bacopa, they know it as Brahma in Ayurvedic traditions. They take Bacopa for memory, but Bacopa will help you when those murdery feelings come upon you and you can't reach for the coffee. You cannot reach for that anti-murder juice, as they call it. So yes, it is. Look, Alhamdulillah, it's a wonderful month, but it can also be tiring. It can certainly test our patience. And one of the beautiful things we can do is take Bacopa, right? When do you take it? You would take it in a small capsule with some tea. After iftar is a perfect time, or even in the evening during your Taraweeh prayers, you're wanting a little bit more of energy and you're wanting to remember which rakat you are on. Yes, Taraweeh. Take your Bacopa. And then if you're feeling overheated, slightly dehydrated, as I said, we've given you a few recipes throughout the week, but hibiscus tea is wonderful, going to lower your blood pressure slightly. So watch out if you have low blood pressure, but it is going to support your circulation, which we need for brain irrigation, which we need to keep our body healthy, because when we're not eating, we're not drinking during the day, then we need our hibiscus tea. And you would take that before iftar or at bedtime, not right before suhoor, because if you take it right before suhoor, it has a bit of a diuretic effect, which is not going to be a joy one for you during the day. Of course, remember fenugreek, Meti, fenugreek, right? It's a traditional Ramadan secret in many cultures to stabilize your blood sugar, to reduce your sugar cravings. And then there is a little plant that you will probably see as a weed in your garden or in your pot plants, and it is called purslane. Purslane is an ancient little vegetable, not a vegetable, but it is a succulent. And in honor of purslane is actually a little succulent in honor of today's show. Purslane is one, it's full of vitamin C. It is just regarded as a weed. It has a nutty flavor. You can put it into your salads. You can make jams out of it if you want to, because it's got that slightly nutty flavor. You can just eat it like that as you are walking through the early morning pre-suhoor garden. Have a nibble on some purslane, not parslane, purslane, and it really is one to look out for. So that is it from me for our show today, and we are going to see you same time, same place next week, 9 to 10 a.m. on Green Thumbs Up. I want to say a special thank you, because for a very long time I tried to get Sister Kelly Ramzani, and we have her. She is our producer on the show, and she located Ash for us and brought it on the show. So we're looking forward to some wonderful things as soon as we come out of Ramadan as well. We've got some lovely ideas for you. So please stay with us on Green Thumbs Up, 9 to 10 a.m.